To kick off the proceedings this morning, I would like to invite Dr. Pavan Goenka, Executive Director, Mahindra & Mahindra Limited, and member of the Group Executive Board.
Friends from the media, key suppliers for TUV300, my colleagues from Mahindra who are present here, and all those who are connected through the webcast. Welcome to one of the most anticipated event in the auto world this year in India, the launch of TUV300. And I'm aware that there are 3 competing events happening in the auto industry this week. So thank you all for coming in these large numbers. Let me start off by saying that we are a listening organization. Many of you in the media have told us that you are tired of 5-star launches and the song and dance routines. So here we are. You want authenticity? So we are in the middle of our truck assembly plant, surrounded by all the various manufacturing locations that we have within our Chakan plant, not too far from where TUV300 is being manufactured. After the launch, you will go through a test drive, a short test drive, and also visit of the assembly plant. And you might even try to take spy shots of one of the 4 other vehicles that are getting ready here in this plant for launch. But let me warn you that the security is very tight. You know, we in the auto world live for this day. Launch of a brand new vehicle on a brand new platform. This takes us to a high. We start planning the product 4 years before its launch, trying to guess what the design themes will be 4 years hence, trying to understand what the customer would be looking for in terms of vehicle features, where the technology will be, what the competition will be doing, and what the vehicle regulations may be in terms of ground clearance, vehicle length, engine size, fuel type, and all that. And we hope we get it all right. Several hundred engineers work for over 4 years. 100+ suppliers work with us over 3 years. We spend more than 1,000 crores. And during this process of 4 years, we all get emotionally attached to the vehicle that we are developing. And on this day, we present that creation to you. And we hope that the emotion that we have will pass on to all the people who see the vehicle for the first time today. And I am one of the few blessed people who have had the good fortune of being associated with 7 such launches in the last 13 years from the day of Scorpio launch in 2002. And each one gets better than the last. This year we have 3 launches. One has already happened, the second is happening now, and third will happen in a few months. At the beginning of the year, we told you that we'll be doing 9 product launches this year, including 3 brand new platforms. We have already done 3. The new is XUV 500, the all-new Jito, and the new Thar. All successful. XUV 500 is one of only 2 vehicles in the UV1 and UV2 segments that have seen a growth in volume in the first 5 months of the year. And the other one is a Scorpio, the one that we launched last year. Jito has already taken our market share in the sub-1 ton segment from 13% to 30%. And we have already asked our suppliers to increase the capacity from what we had already planned. And the Thar is enthusing the enthusiasts. So now we come to the launch we are here for today, the TUV300. We did a name reveal for TUV300 on 30th July in Mumbai. And since then, the social media is abuzz all about the vehicle. We have had more than 2 million views on the YouTube, in various social media, on a website, and so on. Everything about the vehicle has been talked about. The spy shots are all over the place. Every line, every feature, every performance parameter is being extrapolated, guessed, criticized, acclaimed. Thankfully, more acclaims than criticism. There's a lot of guesswork going on what the price would be. I think that's about the only thing remaining that you don't know now. And the guesses are irrational, mouth-watering for the customers on the low end, and irrational, mouth-watering for our CFO on the high end. You'll soon find out. So what have we told you officially? On June 30th, we showed you an audio visual. Can you just see it again for a minute? So we told you that the design of TUV300 was inspired by a battle tank. And that was based on a customer insight. A customer insight that there are many out there who want to see a true blue SUV, a tough, authentic SUV in the compact size. We told you that the name of the vehicle is TUV300. T standing for tough, and 300 as a relative positioning relative to XUV 500. And that was also based on a customer insight. When we showed the prototypes to our target customers, the one word that came out consistently about the design was tough. We told you that this was a vehicle on a sub 4-meter platform, and that's because the customer wanted a compact SUV in this segment. We told you that it had a chassis-based platform, again, for the same reason, to give you a true blue SUV. We told you that it had M-Hawk 80 engine coming out of the M-Hawk family. We told you that the vehicle will be made in Chakan plant. And we told you that the vehicle was designed in our design studio in Mumbai and engineered in MRV, Chennai, with some design inputs and some engineering inputs from the Italian firm Pininfarina. So it's time now to go forward. And before I invite my colleagues, Praveen Shah, President and Chief Executive of the Auto Division, and Vivek Nair, the Chief Marketing Officer of Auto Division, let me just say that in addition to all the customer requirements of distinctive design, of technical features, of performance, driving comfort, riding comfort, there are 3 more things that are driving vehicle design in India today. The first one is safety, something that is getting talked about quite a bit in the last year and a half by customers as well as by the government, something that we need. Our vehicles need to be safer. The second, emission. As you know, India needs to reduce pollution in our cities. And the third one is the fuel efficiency, as we need to reduce the carbon footprint. And I'm delighted to tell you that TUV300 excels in all 3 in its class of vehicles. And with that, Praveen, may you please come here and unfold rest of the story. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and ladies, for being here today.
Thank you, Pawan, for setting the context for the day. A very good morning to all of you, and once again, a warm welcome to the launch of new, tough, and stylish TUV300. I would like to start with reflecting onto the UV industry and its growth trajectory. Over the last 3 years, the UV volumes have grown by 51%, whereas the cars have actually degrown by 7%. The other change one need to note is about the UV contribution to the passenger vehicle industry in F15, which has gone up to 23% from the 15% in just 3 years. With the UV segment, it is the compact, within the UV segment, it is the compact that have grown dramatically and now contributes to 41% of the total UV sales, and therefore represent a promising opportunity for the new sub 4-meter TUV300. As you can see, compact UV brand includes the EcoSport, Duster, Terrano, Ertiga, Mobilio, and many others. This is an interesting detail which I am sharing with you. There are two kinds of UVs, monocoque and the chassis based. The monocoque UVs on one side, your left side, and the chassis based UVs on the right side have been charted as per the price points as what one can see it here. We can clearly see that on the left, there is a huge clutter for a volume potential which is that of about 20,000 vehicles a month. And 9 major brands are operating in this monocoque segment. While there is a clear need gap at the marketplace for a true blue SUV, and which has to be an affordable one, of course, on a chassis base. I would now request you all to look at who the target customers or the audience is for the TUV300. What is it about they are looking in to this vehicle? What are their aspirations? I think it's better that one meets up with Veer Singh. Here is one of the millions of Indians who has taken his destiny into his own hands. He stands up for what he believes in. He has bring in on attitude to life. He wants to leave his mark on the world and set up challenges that one throws at him. Veer Singh is looking for a true blue SUV that reflects bold and macho personality. At the same time, he wants it to be stylish, modern, and affordable one. But there is none that exists today. Well, he will not have to wait now. So friends, let me share with you what sets the TUV300 apart from the clutter of monocoque, which I shared with you earlier, and what is TUV300's unique selling propositions. We at Mahindra understand well what the real man wants. The TUV300 is very different from the others due to true blue SUV character, and it is the best in class in many areas, as one can notice. Even though the TUV300 is a compact SUV, once the vehicle is revealed to you, I'm sure you will not believe that it is actually a sub 4-meter vehicle. As Pawan has shared and we talked about before, the design of the tough and stylish TUV300 is inspired by battle tank. So friends, let me present to you the tough and stylish TUV300 from Mahindra stable on an all-new platform. So at this stage, let me call upon our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Vivek Nair, to share more exciting information on TUV300. Vivek?
Very good morning to all of you, and good morning to all the people who are watching this webcast live. Pawan mentioned there's been a lot of anticipation for this launch. I can share with you that in the last few days, since the anticipation has been building up, we've had more than 7 lakh visits to our website. In fact, just yesterday, there were 1.9 lakh visits to our website, and the product is being launched today. So hopefully those numbers will keep going up. So Praveen shared with us about how the TUV300 is a true blue SUV. It's made with the tough and rugged DNA that Mahindra is known for. And he shared with us a consumer like Veer Singh, for whom this true blue SUV is a reflection of himself, of his personality, his lifestyle. So let me now share with you what the TUV300 has to offer to Veer Singh and millions of others like him across the country. Let's first and foremost talk about the first thing that hits you when you stand in front of the vehicle. It is the bold and macho design. You can see on the slide the bold front grille with chrome accents, the muscular bumpers, the tailgate mounted spare wheel, the stylish sporty alloys. All of these, along with the stance of the vehicle, gives a tremendous road presence to the TUV300. You know, our view is, and based on the customer clinic that we've done, if there is one product truth about this true blue SUV, then it is the single word, tough. And when we reveal the product to you today, I would encourage you to come and stand in front of the vehicle and see for yourself if that word tough comes back to you. Move on. We spoke about the true blue character. Where does this true blue SUV character come from? It has a wide track of 1520 mm, which gives it rock solid stability on the roads. It has a commanding seating position, of course. You get a best view all around. It has high approach and departure angles, which can take on all kinds of terrain, much beyond the capabilities of any car and many crossovers too. It has also a very good ground clearance of 184 mm. More about the capability. It has, as has been said earlier, a body-on-frame structure, and this allows a very high degree of rigidity on rough roads. It has a rear-wheel drive, which again offers best traction and handling on rough roads and on hilly terrain. At the same time, even though it is a ladder frame structure, it's got car-like ride and handling, and this is due to Mahindra's third gen chassis, which is now derived from the Scorpio that was launched 1 year ago, the new Scorpio I should say. And of course, it has again the cushion suspension technology at play. Let's move on to interiors. And dare I say, I think on the interiors, we believe we will exceed consumer expectations. And again, I would encourage you, once the product is revealed to you, please have a look inside the vehicle and come and share your feedback with us. The interiors are really looking premium. Dual tone interiors, which have been designed by Mahindra designers, but in collaboration with inputs from the Italian design house Pininfarina. You can see in front of you the smart dashboard, the hexagon-shaped center bezel, and the silver and chrome accents, which give it a very aspirational, very contemporary look. Overall, a very premium cabin. Let's move now to the engine. It's already been shared that we have the iconic M-Hawk engine, a 1.5 liter engine with a 2-stage turbocharger. This offers excellent drivability in the city as well as on the highway. It's got best-in-class torque of 230 Newton meter. In fact, let me add that this torque is even better than the Duster 85 PS variant. It has a dual mass flywheel, and this ensures superior NVH. And even though it is a chassis-based SUV, it has a fantastic mileage of 18.49 as per the ARI cycle. Let me also add that this also has an eco mode, which along with the micro-hybrid technology ensures guilt-free driving for this SUV, because it enables about 8 to 10% mileage benefit in city driving, real-world city driving conditions. Let's move on to the next big thing. You know, there's been a lot of interest from consumers around the AMT technology. And as Pawan said earlier, we take consumer feedback very, very seriously. We listen to them all the time. And for the first time in SUVs in India, the TUV300 will offer the AMT technology, which we are calling the Auto Shift. This will deliver the convenience of an automatic, but the performance feel and the fuel efficiency of a manual. It has been well calibrated with our experts and consultants, and this will offer smooth gear shifts for your driving pleasure. Those of you who take a test drive will see for yourself how smooth the calibration is. Let me move on to technology. We know very well that people like Veer Singh, who love their SUVs, love technology features. So there's a whole lot of technology packed into the TUV300. Whether it's the static bending headlamps, which nobody has in this class of vehicle, the 2-DIN infotainment system, the IntelliPark reverse assist, the driver information system, the voice messaging system, and so on. Space. Why do people buy SUVs? Space is certainly one of the reasons they buy SUVs. And people like Veer Singh are not happy with the kind of cramped space they get in most of the cars which are on offer. and in fact, in some of the so-called SUVs. So the TUV300 has the best in class width and height. In fact, this is even more than the Duster. And the Duster is actually the next class of vehicle. This enables excellent space management. It gives great interior space. And of course, we have a 7-seater, a 5+2 seating pattern, as compared to all other compact SUVs, which are 5-seaters. It also has the largest boot space available in its class, 384 liters of boot space, which is expandable to 720 liters once the second row is folded down. And now coming to safety. You know, Veer Singh is a tough macho guy, but he's a smart guy as well. He has no sense of false bravado. He is very, very conscious of safety. Pawan mentioned consumers today are very, very keen to have safety features in their vehicles, and that's been taken care of very well. The TUV300 is made of toughened high-strength steel. The shell and the crash-worthy chassis and the hydroformed crush tips with crumple zones ensure safety for the passengers. It has dual airbags and ABS with EBD on offer. And in fact, this is offered as an option even on the base variant, because safety should be accessible to all. I'm also pleased to inform you that the TUV300 meets both current as well as future crash norms for the Indian regulatory frontal and side impact tests, as well as the European regulatory frontal tests. And in fact, the TUV300 is actually 4 years ahead of its time, because the new proposed safety crash norms come into play in October 2017 for new vehicles. And for us, actually, the norms will apply from 2019, but I'm pleased to share that the TUV300 meets those norms today at its launch, 4 years ahead of when we are actually supposed to meet those norms. So we've talked a lot about what all the TUV has on offer for consumers like Veer Singh. I have shared with you the details under various heads. If there's one picture you want to take today before we show you the product, that is this slide, because this captures a whole lot of benefits and features that is packed into this bold and stylish package. And please, please keep all this value in mind when we come to the pricing a bit later. Moving on, let's talk about variants and colors. So we have 3 main variants. The entry-level variant is the T4. I won't read out what all it has on offer. It's on the slide in front of you. We also have a T4 optional variant, which has the safety package of ABS airbags. We have the T6 variant, on top of which we have the optional package for the T6 Plus variant, where we have the dual airbags. And then we have the T6 Plus variant with the AMT as an option. And then at the top end, we have the T8 variant. And again, on the T8, we have the optional package of the T8 with the AMT technology. So these are all the variants on offer with the walkthrough of what each variant has to offer. Once you've absorbed that, I will move on now to the colors. We have a whole host of exciting colors. You can choose your favorite. Whether it's the Mera Wala blue or the Mera Wala red, they're all there. Very exciting colors. Once you see the product in flesh and blood today, you will see for yourself how these colors are standing out on the shape and the design of the TUV300. We also have a special color, which is a made-to-order color, which is what we call the combat green. And you will see that as well today. Now we know our SUV guys. These guys love to deck up their SUVs. They want to accessorize them. They want to customize them. So for them, we have a lot of accessories on offer, like the armor kit, the chrome packages, and other add-ons that you see on the slide in front of you. In fact, what we did is we asked a bunch of youngsters to figure out what kind of accessories they would want to put on the TUV300. And what they've come up with is actually on display outside. So when you go for lunch, you'll be able to see that accessorized vehicle in the combat green color, which is parked outside. Please have a look at how the tough and stylish TUV300 moves to the next level with the accessory package. And now I'm sure the question in your mind will be, okay, all that is fantastic, but how does the competition stack up against the TUV300? So I have a couple of slides to show you how it stacks up. We've compared here the top-end variant of the TUV, which is the T8 variant, along with the top-end variants of the EcoSport and the Duster 85 PS, because we think most consumers will probably do this comparison. And in yellow color, you will see the areas where the TUV300 is actually best in class. So you can see a lot of tick marks in green under the column of the T8, TUV300, as well as being best in class on width and height, which I mentioned earlier, even more than the Duster. It is also best in class in the torque, which is at 230 Newton meter. And also it's a 7-seater as compared to others which are 5-seaters. Moving on, one more slide on the comparison. You can see on technology 2, the TUV300 has a lot more to offer with many firsts, including the first AMT in SUVs in India. And talking about peace of mind as well, we've taken that into account as well. The best-in-class warranty of 3 years and 1 lakh kilometers, much better than what others offer. So I guess after hearing the story about the TUV300, the only question that remains is what is this going to be priced at? So to talk about price, I will invite Praveen back on stage. And while he walks up, let me now show you the TUV300 in a bit of action.
The tough and stylish 300.
Thank you, Vivek. So friends, that was a sneak view of TUV300. I'm back post. All of you have known and noted what all TUV300 has to offer from Vivek. Now coming to the most sought after event in the launches like this, the price. I won't ask any guesses. Pawan has amply clarified as we have been listening to people what they're gauging, estimating on the prices across different mediums over last couple of weeks. So now let me take the curtain off. But before that, let's note what are the starting prices for the current offerings in the UV segment. So friends, those are the prices, starting prices of the competition products. And now, what the TUV300 starting price will be. So friends, there's the price, starting price of T4, which starts at 6,90,000 in Pune, and this is for BS4. By the way, TUV 300 will be offered only in BS4 versions. Let's look at the ex-showroom prices of the different variants and options. As I mentioned, all of them in BS4, which starts from, as I've just unveiled, 6.9 lakhs ex-showroom Pune, and higher-end TUV 300 T8 variant at 8.4 lakhs, and with AMT, it will be at 9.12 lakhs, 9.12 lakhs. One submission which I would like to make here, and that is, these are prices which are introductory prices of TUV 300. Let me share how these prices are amazing and attractive with the features and technology, the details of which Vivek shared with you. Look at TUV 300 T8 variant price, which is 8.4 lakhs ex-showroom Pune, which is approximately 1.4 lakh lesser than EcoSport Titanium, but it has the benefits of all that what has been listed here, and 2.9 lakhs lesser than Duster 85 PS RXL model, and it has also the benefits as what one can see it here, which are in addition to or separately biffed into this product. So friends, that is what TUV 300 for you. Tough is what tough does. So friends, thanks for your attention. Now I need your more attention to hear from our group chairman and managing director, Mr. Anand Mahindra, who is amongst us, to share his thoughts on this momentous occasion of TUV 300 launch. Anand.
As I walked up on the stage here just now, it suddenly occurred to me that I've been in the auto business now for almost a quarter of a century. Of course, I'm giving away my vintage when I say that, but that is the fact. And I've had the privilege of being at launches like this for much of that time. And I really thought it's such a miracle that I, in fact, get paid to do this. I get paid to do something as exciting as this. This is really heady, exhilarating stuff. I know many people say it, and it's a cliche, but I really have the best job in the world. And it came home to me last night or last evening when I came here to Chakan, and Pavan and the others brought me into the plant for a first look at the preparations, at the car, and allowed me to do a test drive. But most important was meeting the teams behind this. The sheer energy in their beings, their passion, their excitement. Very few things match up to this. And passion and excitement sound like nice to have things, like soft and fuzzy things, but to me, they are a competitive advantage. In every business, but particularly in this business. And I want to just share a few thoughts about that notion. That's the only point I'm going to make here today. Everything else has been said about the car. Why is passion, why is commitment and energy so important to a business today, and particularly to the auto business? Now, if you ask anyone, what is the potentially biggest threat to the automobile industry? And that answer, in my opinion, is the threat that comes from the age of access. Not the age of excess, the age of access. We live in a world where the Olas and the Ubers of the world are saying to you, you don't need to own a car. Because transportation is a commodity, getting from point A to B. We'll give you that commodity when you want it. And I have no doubt that that's going to affect the world, that's going to affect the volumes of sales in the auto industry. Young people in particular very rarely need to own anything. And we're in the business of selling things we want people to own. So why will anyone buy a car anymore? And my only answer is, people are going to buy things they love. People are going to buy things they fall in love with. And I know I'm sounding like some flower child from the 60s with this talk of love, but love is strategy. Love is going to have to be strategy for everybody. To make things people will love. So why was my visit here important? Why was the passion and energy of the team important? Because first of all, if you don't get passionate people, if you don't get people who are committed, if you don't get people who love what they do every day and who want to build things others will love, you're never going to create anything other people will love. Your team, first and foremost, has to love what it does. And so I was delighted and optimistic, and my hat's off to Pawan and his team for building a culture of such commitment and passion. But then that leaves us with, why will other people want to love anything? There's no prescription for this. I'm just sharing my point of view. What is it I love? I love things and people, above all, that are authentic. And authenticity is an interesting concept, but to me, authentic is something or someone who is true to his or her heritage, who knows what they are, who know that I cannot pretend to be something else. I am a mix of my lineage, my heritage, my aspiration, but I am what I am. I love things that are beautiful without boasting about them. I love things that are stylish without shouting about it. I love things that keep me safe, that care for me, that look after me. And I care for things that show me the world as I have never seen it before, show me new things, show me new experiences. Those are the kinds of people and things that I love. Will the TUV300 make you love it? I know it will. Because the TUV is authentic. Its styling is authentic. It comes out of legacy, it comes out of heritage, but it also comes out of modern styling cues, it comes out of aspiration, and it comes out of personality and character. It is stylish without shouting. Very clean lines, very elegant silhouette, but once again, it's not saying, here, look at me, here, look at me. You look at it without it shouting. It's beautiful, and it doesn't boast about it. And as Vivek told you, it cares for you. It keeps you safe. This vehicle will keep you safe. We have taken care to see that we meet Indian safety regulations 4 years before it is required. So am I in love? I drove this vehicle yesterday. And I'm so glad my wife is not here, because I can say in front of all of you, yes, I've fallen in love with something else, apart from my wife. And I've told you, Vivek, I want that first car. I will wrestle with you when I get down there. That is the prerogative I want, because yes, I love this car. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me just thank you for being with us as we launch an object we love and something we hope you will get to love.
So we will have some opportunities for Q&A, and immediately after that, we will bring out the vehicle. And we know that after the vehicle comes out, you will not want to talk to us anymore, and that's the reason we want to get the Q&A out of the way before we show you the vehicle. Anyone?
Hello. Basically, you are late to the party because the story has begun a long back, 2-3 years back.
Can you speak a little louder in the mic?
Hello. Basically, you are late for the party because the sales are going up. Compact SUV segment, the sales have been going for the last 3-4 years. So, what kind of sales you are expecting from this model? How many bookings you have received?
Well, we never talk about a sales expectation, but what we can tell you is what is our production capacity that we have set up. The production capacity obviously is variable depending on what the demand is. Right now, we are equipped to manufacture about 5,000 vehicles in a month after some ramp up. And if the demand is better than that, we'll be very happy, and we'll be happy to ramp up the capacity further.
Dr. Goenka?
So, here's another question from me, sir. How much has Mahindra invested along with the investments made by its suppliers together on this project?
Well, I think TUV300, as we had shared with you, it's an all-new platform. And with the host of technologies, the total investment is around 1,200 crores, which includes the product development, driveline investments, AMT, facilities, and so on and so forth.
That does not include the investment made by the suppliers. Hemant, you have any estimate of investment made by all the suppliers together?
The investments made by all the suppliers, powertrain and vehicle side, is about 300 crores.
So total investment therefore will be 1,500 crore between Mahindra and the suppliers.
Sir, is there any, sir, this side. Sir, is there any export plans for this vehicle? Will Mahindra export this vehicle to other countries as well?
Well, being launched today here, we have plans to take this product to start with to Mahindra in South Africa, where we have a very good presence. We are going to start in the next few weeks our supplies to South Africa and also to some of the neighboring markets. Going forward, we have plans on the same platform, which I will be constrained to talk at this point in time.
And sir, the festival period has already started. What kind of volumes are you expecting this year during the festival period?
We already talked about the volume.
Yeah, but what kind of a response are you expecting during the festival period?
Well, you tell us after you see the vehicle what kind of response we should be expecting.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir. Yep. I have a couple of questions. First is, what's the difference between the engine that's there on the Contour and the TUV? And second is, who's the supplier for the AMT?
Okay, so Quanto and TUV300 are totally different platform. Quanto, as you know, was based on the Xylo platform.
Sorry, sir. So I said the engine. Since
Engine.
it's the same engine.
Okay, the engine that we have in TUV300 has been designed completely from scratch, even though it has the same bore and stroke ratio, but it's a totally new engine. We have invested almost 200 crores on developing engine specifically for TUV300. Compared to Quanto engine, since you asked, it's a completely new crankcase, that is a block, about 20 kg lighter engine. Many new parts developed in the head. The head is also new. The manifold is new. The calibration is new. And the line is new. So it practically makes it a brand new engine. Also, we are using dual mass flywheel in that engine. Quanto engine did not have the dual mass flywheel. The turbocharger also is new generation. It's generation 6 turbocharger versus generation 3 turbocharger for Quanto engine.
So the second question was, sorry, sir?
AMT,
I'll ask 2 questions. Yeah.
Yeah, AMT.
So far as AMT is concerned, it's developed by our own engineers with some sort of a technology support from Ricardo from Europe. So it's all developed by Mahindra engineers.
So it's proprietary Mahindra design, not a design owned by a supplier.
Mr. Mahindra, hi. Vijay here from ET Now. Firstly, congratulations for this new launch from the Mahindra table. So here straight. If I could just ask you, so you mentioned in your opening remarks of the axis of tread. So in that sense, how big a challenge that is, and also is this an opportunity, say, for players like you, where people who may not able to afford to buy, but at the same time would have an opportunity ride with the Ubers and Olas of the world? And secondly, sir, how do you plan, say, the Make in India campaign, how this product, how do you want to place it in the global markets?
Can you just repeat the first part of your question?
So as you mentioned in your opening remark about the axis of tread, how do you see this in terms of, if you could elaborate, is a threat at the same time, is also an opportunity, because maybe there are people who would not be able to afford this, but would have opportunity to ride because of the Ubers and Olas of the world?
As I said, the age of access is here. And there's going to be an increasing number of people who will want to access transportation, not own objects of transportation. That's a reality. What opportunities does it bring? Obviously, it changes the way in which one sells. You sell to the Olas and Ubers. You sell to fleets. You still want to have a connect with the consumer, because in some occasions, the consumer may even have a choice of what car they want to rent or lease, not just necessarily a taxi service. It will change the imperatives of some of the products you make, depending on what fleet buyers want. Clearly, they will want fuel efficiency, they will want durability, factors which, frankly, I think Mahindra already has a very strong place in. But, as I said, I see a world which is not devoid of people that want to own. People want experiences also. So even as I talk about an age of access, we are entering an age where what is going to be valued is experience. All of you here may see transportation as a commodity, on some occasions, perhaps a commute. But you will also want an experience. As India grows more affluent, as the world grows more affluent, leisure time goes up. Sustainability and environmental thinking is becoming rampant. People want to go to the great outdoors. What you do on weekends is going to be more and more critical. And if you look at the Mahindra brand, it is about leisure, it is about lifestyle, it's about enhancing our experiences. Look at the new XUV 500 ad. It's about an experience, it's about going outdoors. So I would argue that we are one of the brands in the world that is very much in the sweet spot of both fleet owners as well as people who want experiences. And what I was saying was that when you want an experience, you also want an object you love and cherish. You want a cult vehicle. I dare say that Mahindra straddles all those. Fleets, experiences, cult objects you love. So am I optimistic about the future? Yes, I am.
Mr. Mahindra, this vehicle has got design inputs from Pininfarina.
Where are you?
Here.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So there was news that you are looking at buying Pininfarina. Will you confirm this, please?
First of all, I think Kripa, our head of styling, is in the audience here. So she's going to assassinate you for saying it was designed by Pininfarina. It was not designed by Pininfarina. It was done collaboratively and with inputs from them. But our team was very much involved from the beginning, and we should take no credit away from them. They understand our heritage and our legacy, which, as you will see in the car, are very much embedded in the car's design. I really don't comment on the question you asked later. As you know, we have a very standard and bland, I'm afraid, comment. What's the comment we say? We do not comment on speculation. Yeah, thank you. That's our
I
word.
had said design inputs. I didn't say design by Pininfarina.
No, you asked me about Pininfarina and what's happening. So to that question, I said I wouldn't comment on speculation.
This is Anasuya Basu from The Telegraph. We're going back to the engine. It's an M-Hawk 800. We had heard that, and given the diesel and petrol differential going down, that the company would be looking at petrol options. Wouldn't this, this new vehicle, the compact size SUV, been perfect for a petrol engine from Mahindra?
As we have talked about in the past, we are working on a gasoline portfolio for our products. The first petrol engine that will be launched at the time of launch of S101 is an engine that we've developed ground up. Just to let you know, that's a 1.2 liter engine, and it's the platform series that we are doing along with SsangYong, where we have a 1.2, a 1.6, and a 2 liter engine that SsangYong has. So in future, and we have said that in the next 3 to 5 years, all our vehicles will have a petrol option in terms of powertrain. But right now, TUV300 is only with the diesel engine.
It's Raj here. Straight. I'm here. Talking about exports, down the line in next 1 year, what's the kind of volume breakup that you look at with domestic and exports? That's first question. Second, you asked about this price being the introductory price. So how soon would the buyers expect there should be a revision?
I think, let me answer the last question first. If I knew that I will raise the price after an X time, I wouldn't have said that it's an introductory price. Give us some time, and surely actually we will reckon the sentiments and the response what we receive from the customers on this product, and we'll take the appropriate call at an appropriate time. Your question on the exports, I won't be able to divulge the numbers more, but I can say that our export portfolio is somewhere around 7 to 8% of our volume. Going forward with the addition of new products, as what Pawan shared, which we will be launching, 3 already launched, and the balance 6 variants and the refreshes which we will launch will surely help us mop up the currently 8% what export contributes in our overall portfolio. Going forward, we expect higher volume coming out of exports.
Hi, sir. This is Zeba from Reuters here. I wanted to know what are your comments on competition. You're launching an SUV after quite some time. What kind of market share do you expect to capture? And considering Hyundai's SUV is also doing quite well in urban markets, can you comment a little bit about what makes this different and what's going to make it sell?
Well, actually, we don't project the market share, but I can dare say that we continue to be the market leader in the space of SUV. And as was shared earlier, the TUV300 gets added into our reach portfolio of SUVs and true SUVs. We surely expect, and as I mentioned in my talk, that the compact segment is the segment which is growing and growing very rapidly. Here is one of the first product ground up developed by us. We are getting into that space. So with that, and Pawan did share about the only two products which has seen growth in the first 5 months of the current financial year are the XUV 500, which has grown by, I don't mind sharing that, which is 11% it has grown by, and the Scorpio has grown by 7%. And none of the other, either in UV1 or UV2 space, have grown, other than the new launch, which doesn't have a comparative number for the last year.
I want to just add to that answer. There was a very interesting statistic shown to you here about the growth of SUVs as a share of total passenger car market. We knew this was coming, and it was taking a while. In fact, there are other countries, like Indonesia, for example, where the percentage is much higher. I believe the share of SUVs in the total passenger car market is destined to grow, particularly, as Praveen pointed out, because of the entry of compact SUVs. I see that figure of 23% easily growing to 30%. Now, that means an expanding pie, number one, for all SUV makers. But as far as our outlook is concerned, and you can accuse us of being a little over-optimistic, but number one, I think our brand for SUVs, particularly in India, is extremely strong. There is a customer belief and loyalty that that's what we do. And we are focused players on SUV. That's all we do in the vehicle business, essentially. That's our core area. That stands us in good stead. And secondly, if you look at our designs, they go back to a very long heritage, to a global perception of what SUVs should look like, dating back to when we were the people who introduced the Willys Jeep franchise in India, back to just right after the World War. So there's a very long association of our designs with globally perceived and recognized designs of SUVs. That gives us an edge. You will see that new SUVs come in, and I will not take names, but they seem like they're going to be meteoric, and then after a while they plateau and they go down. Take a look at some of the brands we've created and how durable they are. It's because of these factors that I mentioned. So I believe that we are going to continue to be players, very strong players in this market. What the consumer expects from us now is world-class quality, and I think we are delivering on that. And you will see that particularly with this vehicle.
Okay, we'll just take two more
Good
questions.
afternoon,
Go ahead, please.
Mr. Mahindra, thank you for...
1 and 2, and that's it. After that, we are going to reveal the vehicle.
Mr. Mahindra, thank you for having us. My question is addressed to you, Dr. Goenka. I want to understand from you, where are you targeting the TUV300? The reason I ask is because traditionally Mahindra has been very strong in the rural markets, whereas the compact SUV space has been restricted mostly to the urban markets. And I want to understand whether the concern on rural demand is going to affect sales at all of the TUV this financial year.
Let me take a crack at it, and then I'm going to request Vivek to also add to that. As we have talked about in the presentation, that this vehicle is not aimed at rural segment only, because we see this as a compact SUV. In fact, being a compact SUV, in some ways it is even more appropriate for urban area because of the kind of road congestion that we have. And when you look at the vehicle, as we have shown you in the pictures, it by no means is a rural-focused vehicle. And therefore, while we are concerned about rural demand, as we have talked about for many segments of businesses that we are in, this TUV300 is not impacted anyway because specific rural demand being slow right now. Vidya, you want to add to that?
So I just want to say that this vehicle is designed to succeed in both urban as well as semi-urban India. And let me give you an example. Take movies, take Bollywood movies. You take action hero movies, you know, movies of Salman Khan, Akshay Kumar, Ajay Devgan, they succeed all across. And this is a tough and stylish SUV, so we believe this will succeed everywhere. Everywhere there are consumers who are looking for a tough, true blue SUV, whether it is urban India or semi-urban India.
Vidya, you want to add anything?
Good afternoon, sir. Nishant here from Autocar India. My question was, the TUV300 is a compact SUV, so could you shed some light on what were the complications in keeping the TUV300 under 4 meters? Were there any challenges that you faced? Also, is it based on the Quanto platform? Could you just shed some light on the platform also?
I'm going to again say something and then request Rajan Vadera to add to that, as he was responsible for the vehicle when we developed and when we started this vehicle. The need for sub 4 meter is anybody's guess. It is because of excise regulation that we have in India, and therefore to fit the vehicle within 3995 kind of dimension obviously allows us to have this kind of aggressive pricing that we have done here today. The challenge that one faces in doing the 3995 is how do you get the 7 seats that we have given. That means maximize the interior space within 3995, and also as we meet the emission, the safety norms that we talked about today for 2017, 2019, the safety norms require more space in the engine compartment. So on one hand, we are reducing the vehicle size. On the other hand, we need more space in the engine compartment, and we want to retain the space in the passenger compartment. You want to add anything else to that, Rajan?
Yeah, so Pavan, this is an all-new platform. There's nothing to do with the Quanto platform at all. The challenges of very good ride quality and other comforts which are there in a crossover, to bring that into a frame-based vehicle, you have to have excellent torsional rigidity as well as the dynamic stiffness. And that is what we have packed in this vehicle from the frame that we have designed.
So thank you for all the questions. There are still many hands going up, but I think there are a lot of you who are just waiting now for the vehicle reveal. So we're going to stop here. But before we step down, Anand, I just the bad news is that when you step down, you said that you're going to wrestle with Vivek to be the first customer of TUV300. So while you wrestle right hand to right hand, there's somebody else wrestling with him left hand to left hand. And that is the toughest man in film industry today, Bahubali Prabhas. So now it's a question of whether Anand Mahindra wrestles Vivek stronger or the Bahubali. But I have nothing to do with it. It's between you and Vivek and Bahubali. So thank you very much, Anand, for being here.